The 2025 HotelPlanner Tour season is now well and truly underway, and what a start it's been. One man in particular has dominated proceedings, with Daniel van Tonder bagging back-to-back titles at Zabula and Pecanwood. In this rich vein of form, few were betting against him making it 3 from 3 and gaining automatic promotion to the DP World Tour.
I mean, it would be amazing to do that, and especially 3 in a row. I mean, I think I won in Sunshine Tour a couple before in a row, 2021 or something like that. But I don't really think about that. The only thing I want to try and do is win as many as I can. So, I mean, playing well, so I want to use it.
Clearly a man brimming with confidence and eyeing a rapid return to the DP World Tour. Much like our player in focus this week, Freddy Schott.
Morning, boys. How are you?
The German just missed out on retaining his DP World Tour card last season. He's back on the HotelPlanner Tour for now and looking to replicate a 2022 campaign that saw him bag a maiden victory and secure promotion.
It was always my dream, but I couldn't really see it until my good friend Marcel Sien came into my life and actually showed me that I'm not as far off as I might have thought. I'll never forget caddying for him when I was 18 years old. And I caddied for him and we played with Nicolai Højgaard. And Marcel was playing decent. I think we finished like 30th or something at the end. And I actually thought sometimes, well, I can hit this shot too. I can hit this shot as well. And I thought, many times I thought, well, Nicolai is here, I could maybe do that as well. So I carried on that year with my amateur career and decided at the end of the year that I'm going to turn pro here in South Africa. We started here in South Africa, actually. Funny enough, this week's golf course, Royal Cape, was my second event as a pro. I was lucky enough to get invites for these 3 co-sanctions back in 2021 to sort of get going, and I finished 7th here, and Fancourt was a week after and finished 10th there. So first 3 events in, and I was quite all right on the rankings already. So the tour was very friendly and tried to help me as much as they can with more playing opportunities. And that's how I got my first small status that year.
Freddy's breakthrough season came during the 2022 HotelPlanner Tour campaign. 7 top 5 finishes, including his maiden tour title in Denmark, which saw the German finish the year inside the top 10 on the road to Mallorca rankings to claim his card for the DP World Tour.
Yeah, unfortunately I didn't get as many starts once we got to Europe. The first few events I couldn't make, and then all of a sudden I got my first start. And the only option was to play well, to stay inside the top 45, to get next week, and then I had 3 top 5s in a row. And all of a sudden I was not only in the top 45, I was also in the top 20. And I wouldn't say that goal seemed out of reach, but all of a sudden that goal was in reach. And I knew I'm going to stay within the 45. And I just gave it everything. And so I did. I played 9 weeks in a row, and I think the worst finish was like 17th. It was very, very cool, and especially definitely one of the best times of my life so far. I mean, I got very confident all of a sudden on the tour. I remember that, but that was more from just playing well. It was not really for me changing as a person. I've always been quite laid back with everyone, and I was always a chilled guy, and I'm still a chilled guy. But it almost seems like I've learned a lot more now, where I've seen the downsides a little bit as well. And I feel like that's actually growing my personality a bit more than the highs do.
Freddy will be looking for a positive start to his 2025 season here in South Africa, a place which quite literally feels like home.
My granddad, he has a house here, and 2020 I went with him, and I wasn't sure how long I'm going to stay, and I just kept on extending it, just because I loved it so much. It was the golf part for one, and just the people. I mean, it's probably the most friendly country I know. So I've enjoyed that time so much that I thought, well, I'm gonna do it every year now, and that's what I do now. I usually go here end of November and then use this, especially the Cape region, Cape Town, as a base until April. So whenever I play anywhere, even the years before, when I play in Dubai, I have a week off, I come back to Cape Town, spend a week here, fly out again, and yeah, it's the best city in the world in my opinion. So I'm very, very glad that that's possible.
The Cell C Cape Town Open, in association with Honour, is the third event of the South African swing, which starts the 2025 HotelPlanner Tour season. Royal Cape Golf Club was our host for the week. Established in the 1900s, it's South Africa's oldest golf course, with a rich history, having hosted the South African Open on 10 occasions. Located in the shadow of Table Mountain, the Par 72 Championship course is tree-lined with narrow fairways and, along with the usual strong winds, would be sure to provide a stern test for the players. Early Thursday morning and day one, Schott would be teeing up alongside two-time DP World Tour winner James Morrison and Daniel Van Tonder as he began his quest for a hat-trick of wins on the tour. Teeing off at the 10th, Schott opened with 3 pars, before arriving at the tough 200-yard par 3 13th. A perfectly struck and controlled mid-iron, setting up a birdie opportunity. Which he would duly convert to go under par. But he handed that shot back with interest straight away, as a double bogey followed at the very next hole. 3 more pars steadied the ship before another shot was picked up at 18 to return him to level par for the day. Into his back nine, and with the wind picking up, the 23-year-old made bogey at the 3rd to go over par. He calmed things down with 3 pars before a gain at the par 5 7th saw him return to level par, which is where he ended the day, finally tapping in for a 72, and overall a solid start to the week.
At the beginning of the day I thought, well, if I make 18 pars in a row, it'd be a decent day. Turned out that there are a few chances out here today, so I couldn't use all of them, but I'm quite happy with how I played. It's mentally tough, but then luckily enough I had great playing partners, Danny and James, so we had good fun out there, and between shots it was just a lot of chatting because you just want to stay loose in these conditions and don't want to get your head around the wind too much, so it was good fun with them.
At 6 under and leading the way after day one was Italian Filippo Celli, who fired 6 birdies and an eagle on his way to an opening 66. Elsewhere, the man of the moment, Daniel Van Tonder, continued his fine form from the previous 2 weeks. 6 birdies along with 3 bogeys saw the 33-year-old fire a 3 under par 69 that saw him just 3 shots off the lead held by Celli. Friday afternoon and day 2. For Schott, after his opening level par 72, an under par round was essential if he was to make the weekend. But birdies would prove hard to find for the young German. Missed opportunities, very much the story of the day. A frustrating experience as he tried to make a much-needed breakthrough. When they did come, his birdie chances left him with just too much to do. Into the back nine, and it was a case of deja vu. 6 pars on the spin as gains continued to elude Schott. Then at last, on the par 5 16th, his 15-hole run of straight pars was ended with a birdie. With the cut lightly at 2 under, Freddy still had a chance if he could make another gain over his closing 2 holes. But a par at 17, followed by an event-ending bogey, all added up to a level par total and disappointment. But as always, Freddy remained in good spirits.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I know the procedure now.
Freddy, level par round of 72 today. What are your thoughts coming off that?
Tough one to be honest. Felt like I was well prepared and everything. It just never sort of happened. I mean, I made my first birdie on 16 today. Approach shots were really good and all of that. So yeah, missed cut, but yeah, we go again next week.
Daniel Van Tonder made sure he was well placed to make a move over the weekend as he followed up his opening 69 with a 5 under 67 on Friday. 7 birdies with 2 bogeys would see him just 3 shots off the lead after 2 rounds. The man they were all chasing was Filippo Celli. The 24-year-old Italian was the silver medal winner at the 2022 Open Championship, but subsequently suffered ups and downs as he lost his playing rights on the DP World Tour last season. But with rounds of 66 and 67, he was running into form at the right time, and now in prime position to claim his maiden HotelPlanner Tour title. Coming up, it's birdies, but of the non-golfing variety, as 2 touring Americans get to experience all that Cape Town has to offer. And we'll discover who reigns supreme in the Mother City. We'll see you after the break. Welcome back to South Africa and the 3rd event of the HotelPlanner Tour season, the Cell C Cape Town Open, in association with Honour. After the opening 2 rounds, 5 shots separated the top 16. Italian Filippo Celli led the way on 11 under par, a shot clear of Spain's Borja Virto. As expected, South Africa were well represented. Malcolm Mitchell and Daniel Van Tonder, who was in search of a hat-trick of wins, were a further 2 shots adrift. For Saturday's 3rd round, that duo were paired together, a not unfamiliar situation. After all, they're both rivals and brothers-in-law too.
We play often, just rounds around Serengeti and things like that, and it is always brutal between the 2 of us, and yeah, I think it's just no one wants to lose. I mean, he's been playing well, been practicing hard, doing his thing. Would be nice for him, but the problem is he's playing against me, so I'm not just going to give anything away. I mean, there's always that bit of competition, and I think if there's someone that's going to tame the beast, I'm going to be that guy.
Well, let's see how things panned out. Here's Josh Atman with the best of moving day.
Daniel Van Tonder looking for the 3-peat in as many weeks. This was for birdie at 5 to get to double digits, showing the brother-in-law how it's done. I put him 1 back at this point early in the 3rd round. Filippo Celli, this was for birdie at 2. Just creeping in the front door, and that took him into the outright lead once again. Scintillating stuff so far from Celli in Cape Town. No bogey since his 11th hole on day 1 for Matt Oshrine. No sign of any real form in the last couple of weeks. Out in 34, he eagled 11 and then picked up another one at 12. Bogey-free 66 on Friday for Bryce Easton. Just 1 drop shot on Saturday. That came at the 8th. This one of 6 birdies in his round, though, to card a 67. Last win for Borja Virto on the HotelPlanner Tour came nearly 10 years ago. And this fantastic approach, coupled with a bogey at exactly the same hole, for Filippo Celli meant it was a four-way tie for the lead. Jamie Rutherford was putting himself in the mix for the title in Cape Town. 5 birdies on his back 9, including this one on the last, meant things were getting pretty cramped at the top of the leaderboard. It was roles reversed on the 16th for the Celli-Verto group. A bogey here for Verto, coupled with this birdie for Celli, meant the Italian now had the outright lead at 12 under par. Verto also bogeyed 17, but this on the last was to make it a 5-way tie heading into Sunday's final round. Just got there, so it was all to play with 18 to go in Cape Town.
Yes, 3 rounds in, and just 2 shots separated the leading 10. Of the 5 sharing top spot, only Borka Virto and Matt Oshrein had previously tasted victory on the HotelPlanner Tour. Even at this early stage, a win here could be season-defining. Our tour travels all over the globe with stops in 19 different countries. One of the highlights has to be the South African swing, with 4 events here in the Rainbow Nation. With so much to see and do, it's no surprise that our touring professionals take every chance to experience all that the country has to offer. Even more so when they're newcomers to the HotelPlanner Tour.
Taylor and I got to get a little tour of the penguins and see some of the wildlife down here in Cape Town, and this beautiful nature. It's not too shabby, not too bad of a morning. Beats playing golf, I'd say.
I think that's one of the beauties of playing professional golf, is traveling the world and seeing the world. I mean, I've been to 31 countries and I'm 29 years old, and I think that's something I cherish about it and love traveling the world and seeing different cultures, different places of the world. It's incredible. It's nice to know names like having Nick here, who we've played a lot of golf together, and maybe go to dinner and just have someone you can text and be around or room with even. So it's definitely nice to have some familiarity, and especially when you're this far away from home.
Oh, it's been amazing. Week 1 I get to see zebra and giraffe, and week 2 is kind of more city-ish and different type of golf course, a little bit more like Florida and home. And then this week is golf is good, and then the scenes are even better. So back-to-back-to-back weeks of amazing sights and sounds, and it's been just incredible.
Yeah, so I've actually been to South Africa twice when I was 10, 11 years old, but it was up in George and Joburg, and got to do a safari and kind of see some sights up there, but never had been down by the water here. And I've heard nothing but great things about Cape Town, and it's lived up to the expectations so far, and I'm excited to see more.
Now, after that memorable spot of downtime, back to business. And for a potentially thrilling final day to come in Cape Town, it's over to Josh again.
14 top 10s on the HotelPlanner Tour for Jamie Rutherford without tasting victory. Tied for the lead heading into the final day. He birdied 3, and this approach at 5 led to another birdie and the solo lead. Plenty watching on the final day, and he wasn't finished with the birdies on the front 9. Found the bunker at the par 5, but this delightful shot meant he picked up another one, got him to 14 under par early on at Royal Cape Golf Club. Keenan Davidson was faultless on the final day. 3 birdies and no bogeys for his Sunday, up to the 16th. Big fist pump from Keenan. A blemish-free 67 to finish his week, and a total of 12 under par. It was a superb front-running performance from Rutherford, putting a little bit of distance between himself and the chasing pack. This on 11 made it 4 birdies on the day for the man from Stevenage. It's a rocky start on Sunday for Matt Oshrein, out in a 2 over 38. He did manage to get one back on 11, however. This approach at the par 5 led to birdie. Still had a lot of work to do, though, to catch Rutherford. There was a drop shot at the par 3 13th for Rutherford, and he was looking at another bogey at the next par 3, the 15th. But that par putt was absolutely huge for the Englishman to keep him at 14 under par and a 2-shot lead with 3 to play. He birdied the par 5 16th on 2 out of the previous 3 days. He wasn't holding back on Sunday. Fantastic approach, and that meant he would birdie the par 5. Victory just a little closer for Rutherford. Oshrine birdied 15. He was just off the side of the green at 16. It's a delightful little chip. Made it 2 in a row, just a little bit too late for the American. At level par 72 meant 3rd place on his own. Rutherford could enjoy his walk down the final hole. And he could even afford a bogey on the 72nd hole. It didn't matter, however, and with family watching on, Jamie Rutherford captured his maiden title on the HotelPlanner Tour.
Well, it wasn't to be 3 in a row for Daniel Van Tonder. Confirmation of those final standings shows that he kept up his highly impressive start to the campaign with a top 10 finish, adding to his 2 wins. But Jamie's maiden tour title was cause for a Rutherford family celebration in Cape Town.
My family have supported me the whole way. Like they try and come to tournament. To travel halfway around the world to come and watch me play, just shows you how much they're there for me and they're with me. And then, yeah, to win, obviously, with them here, when, you know, we travel 90% of the year by myself and with the other players, is really, really special, and obviously great for them as well to be able to walk around and you know, celebrate with me and enjoy the week as well.
Let's see how that's affected the early road to Mallorca rankings. Jamie Rutherford's victory sees him climb to 2nd spot, with Daniel Van Tonder still well clear at the top. The South African duo Messrs Davidser and Rabula are in 4th and 5th. Further down, Sebastian Gross, who started the week with rounds of 80, then 60, falls to 11th, with JC Ritchie sitting in the all-important 20th position. So we're now 3/4 of the way through our South African odyssey. As the promotion chase continues, we'll head to the world-famous Fancourt Estate next time for the NTT Data Pro-Am. We'll see you then.